Did something happen? This we're live. YouTube, hello? Wait, were we not live on YouTube this whole time? I pressed the button like 20 minutes ago.
Got no pack space for that.
Oh, hi. Yeah, hey, what's up? Yeah, I pressed the button like 20 minutes ago. I don't know why. It hates YouTube, I guess. That certainly explains some things. I thought it was kind of quiet. I know, this isn't even like the first map we've played. I've been live for like 20 minutes or so. I pressed the button right away, though. My build is a Strength, Intelligence, Blood Mage, Bleed and Ignite, but One-Handed Mace sucks. Giant's Blood, triple attribute stinks. I have heard a similar story before.
That's quite nice.
Oh, sorry, had to sneeze. Yeah, that's crazy. I've been live for like 20 minutes. I thought you guys were here on YouTube. I said hi to everybody. I didn't really think anything of it, but yeah, I guess we're live now. Have you found the path to Exile yet? I am on the path to Exile. I am on the path of the Exile. That is what we're doing. We are on the exiled path. What was that? Did it just break again? No. Surely not. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people having trouble with Blood Mage builds. I am having some bad connection at the moment, it seems. Ooh, we got another breach. Nice. I think I got everything, more or less. Been to a lot of streams. Ori, like, dominates a huge portion of the wheel. My inventory's full again. Physical crit all the way. There's some specs that are doing pretty good. Pathing on the Exiled, Path of the Exile. Thank you for the 10 Iron Ores. There are some Blood Mage specs that are doing good. It's just like there's a lot that are not, is what I'm saying. Like it's a tough spec to play. There are not a lot of good builds for it at the moment. We got a Bottomo and the Ghost Diver. You got diving. I'm sure we are. I'm sure we are diving. We're always diving. I mean, that's like the entire map expanded on with this breach. Like, I think I win. Killed like pretty much everything there.
Now this will come in handy.
How's your New Year's, dear bud? My New Year's was good. Can you show your gloves? Yeah, sure. Have some Howas on. I meant the Ghost Diver just burnt on Helldivers 2. There's just nothing new going on Helldivers 2. There hasn't been anything for me to play for in a while. As far as Helldivers content, like, I have everything. There's nothing to really unlock. There's nothing compelling to play for other than the narrative, and they butchered the narrative. Back whenever they started letting Joel, like, take direct control over what we were doing and telling us what to do. So I just haven't been very engaged by the galactic conflict in a very long time, and I've already played with all the new stuff, so, you know, I said a while ago that whenever it comes to streaming going forward, and this was, like, before the Illuminates, probably, like, around that time, I said I'm just going to be playing whatever game I feel like playing at the time, whatever's fun for me at the time, and I'm not really going to worry about you know, like, what would be more popular for me to do, right? I'm just gonna do what's fun for me whenever I'm streaming, and whoever wants to hang out, you know, come hang out, but I'm not gonna force myself to play Helldivers when there's, like, nothing new, right? Your endgame looks way more exciting than mine. I have been working at it for a while. There's a lot going on with my character. I guess just some tuning, turning mace build with Molten Blast, Perfect Strike, nice bleed. That sounds fun. Here for the hang. I appreciate it. Like, I'm fully aware that I could, you know, pop up in Helldivers and several hundred people would come hang out with me, and, like, you know, the stream would be quote unquote more successful if I did that, but I mean, streaming's never really been about success to me. I just enjoy playing games on stream.
Got no pack space for that.
We might need to make this filter more strict, Loopy. I don't know. I'm going back so often. The filter here is I'm only picking up items that have an item level that can roll the highest level modifiers in the game, but, like, as it turns out, that's a lot of the pool. Then whenever I do the smaller streams, it's, like, easier for me to keep up with the conversation, which is nice. Like, I can actually talk with you guys and we can hold a conversation instead of the chat flying a mile a minute. I definitely prefer that. Map complete. I'm pretty sure I didn't grab all the loot. I'm gonna grab the rest. You see any uniques for a monk? Would be great. When will we see a new video, passive skill, gear? Maybe you can share a drop filter file. If you guys want my loot filter, it's just posted in my Discord under the Great Path of Exile library channel, like the thread in my Discord. I just have my loot filter posted there if people want my loot filter. I think I grabbed everything. I think we're done, finally. That was a pretty sick map, actually. Got a lot of loot out of that. You guys want to see what it looks like without the filter? This is my life without a filter. This is your life on 5 gum, okay? Isn't that crazy how much shit's getting filtered out? And the filter still feels like it should be more strict than it is. Evasive kind of sucks. This is like... This is kind of me asking to die if I run this, but we'll send it. I don't have that much XP yet. Actually, what I'm gonna do is... No, I don't feel like breaking one. Augury, not great. Meyer's okay. I think Meyer's okay. It hurts your ADHD mind. It's happy you're back to bot MO. Yeah, I imagine. What other character class ideas do we got going on? I think it would be really funny if I just went and played Stormweaver and played the exact same thing, but it was a different character. But I haven't really thought about what I want to play after I put this character down, because there's still so much more to do on this character. I want to max out my entire outlist and put out a final version of the build guide before I think about what else I'm gonna run. We also might just go play hardcore for the rest of the league after I'm done with this. Everyone enjoys a hardcore stream. I also just enjoy playing hardcore whenever it's available in games. There's not really much of anywhere to go. I guess we're going this way.
Storming arrow.
Alright, breach sever. Agita, thank you for the 6. Appreciate that. Thank you. What's the best way to get divine orbs? Just rarity? Yeah, like...
That's quite nice.
You just stack a bunch of rarity on your gear. But honestly, I wouldn't personally like advise people get too invested in that, because GGG is going to be back from holiday. They're going to take account of what people have been doing in their absence, and they're probably not going to take kindly to the whole 500% rarity meta that developed while they were gone. Especially because they had this exact same problem in PoE 1. and they removed it. They made it so Rarity stopped influencing currency generation, right? Which is how it should be. And that's how a lot of people actually assumed it was until people started testing it. So it's likely we'll probably see a flip in the Rarity meta very, very soon. Or I would hope, because it's really toxic and dumb. It would kind of suck if the game just stays like this, not gonna lie. What's the menu above your XP bar when you're in town? Menu above my XP bar? You mean editing? That's when I'm in my hideout, Snake. You can edit your hideout and make it look pretty. Nice to see a short video about waystones and maps. First time to see this trick with the red jar and the waystone combo. Oh, you mean distilling into your maps to get delirium? Yeah. That's yeah, that's actually going to be mentioned in a video that I'm writing up. What? Oh, extra chaos damage. That must have been what happened. That, and I didn't have my tailwind stacked up. That's my bad. I was just standing there talking. I didn't have tailwind stacked. Probably just hit me. God, that was after I said that was a dangerous map at the beginning too. I just completely zoned out and stopped paying attention. That sucks. Oh well. RIP XP. You'll be missed. I mean, I have like 17,000 quarterstaffs. Alright, I need to pay more attention whenever I'm playing dangerous maps like that. That one had like 2 different damage modifiers. That rare had extra chaos damage. I just walked into him like an idiot. I deserve to die. Could have swore I put down my Orb of Storms, I guess not. That's still crazy he hit me that hard to just one-shot me like that.
No mana.
I really don't like Blooming Field, all these stupid chest-high walls in this isometric game. Like, who came up with this shit? This is dumb.
Out of mana.
I'm pretty sure everybody who's ever played this map has gotten stuck on walls at least a couple times. Because nothing looks like a wall, it just looks like terrain from your perspective. Like that, this is a wall right here. Right here, that's a wall. What? They need to fix that shit. It's like a little pile of rocks. Do I have to do Crowbell? Oh, it's Crowbell, isn't it? This guy takes so long to kill. He just has so many dumb phase mechanics. Oh my god. Yeah, I think they'll probably nerf Rarity on gear, but yeah, maybe they'll just decide to keep it. I think the economy is just completely screwed though with all that's been going on, like people duplicating Emporialis, people abusing Valorbs to reroll crafts, people using Rarity to farm shitloads of Divines, people using checkpoints to farm shitloads of X's. Like, this league, the economy is so fucked. For so many different reasons. It makes me wish that they would just open up a new one. Start over. Might be with the next major patch. Well, they're definitely not going to give us another league to play. It's too early for that. But I'm interested to see how they respond to the economical damage that's been done to the game. One thing's for sure, if you were thinking about buying a Temporialis, you probably shouldn't until they sweep through and remove all of the ones that were gained illegitimately. So if you see like a 30 div Temporialis, it's probably too good to be true. These are very hard to get under normal means without cheating. It's pretty much the whole map. Couldn't have done much better. I want those gloves to make chilled enemies shatter. You could also just like run Herald of Ice. Would you add more to Twitch chat so we can use up watching credits? I mean, I don't really know what you could use them for with this game, to be honest. But I'll think about it, I guess. How do you fight Breach Boss with this build? He just kind of gets annihilated. Here, I actually recorded it last night. I can bring you up a clip of, so this is Twisted Domain max level. I did it last night. I had done it before, but I was doing it last night to re-record it. Let's do... Window. Yeah, this one. Oh, I guess it's... Hold on. Let's put it on... It's awkward because it's not 1900. Okay, what if I do window capture? That's better, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I put it on my other monitor so it would actually be the right size, but now I can't see that for a minute, I guess. If I move it, it's gonna... Yeah, anyway. So, let me find him. Like, right here, where I fight him. This is pretty much how this goes. And this is on difficulty 4 or whatever, like max level. Then he does his little hand phase. Then he comes out and he gets electrocuted. And then he's dead. So it pretty much goes like that. Do you need acrobatics for this? I started doing acrobatics. Yo, what's up, Phase Shifter? How you doing, man? I started doing acrobatics after I got to the point where... So you see how I'm sitting at 70% evasion completely unbuffed with just Wind Dancer up? I didn't run evasion until I was basically at this point. This is like the sweet spot for me. It feels like shit anytime I go any lower than this. It just doesn't feel worth it. So it's something that you incorporate into your build after you have had like a little bit of time to scale in the end game. Like your gear is pretty damn nice. You got a lot of evasion without acrobatics. Like if I take acrobatics away, I think I only go up to... I go from 97 total with full tailwind up to like 91 or maybe 92. And at that point, it's like a low enough loss that I feel like it's justified. But before that point, it didn't feel good. I never ran it. And then like, what's enabling that is having a very high evasion chest piece, having a very high evasion hat. Like these items, this item's like, okay, this item's like pretty much this. I don't... It would be very hard to find something better than this, basically. And then in my jewels, let me find one. Not that one. A decent portion of my jewels just look like this: damage, evasion, crit chance, attack speed. See if I can find another one. Yeah, attack speed, damage. Where'd my evasion jewel go? I had another evasion jewel. Wait, this one... Okay, that's the quiver effect one that you need. Yeah, evasion, damage, crit chance, attack speed. Damage, crit chance, attack speed, damage. Where is my evasion jewels? I had like a couple different ones, and I guess I maybe misplaced them. Yeah, I had like a couple 20% evasion jewels plus damage, attack speed, crit chance. That's like my preferred jewel. It helps keep the status quo with evasion. Very correct. Talk about gems. What level should I leave proc gems? Your proc gems should be left at 11, because this is so your ball lightning, your cast on shock, your orb of storm should all be left at 11. So you only need 95 intelligence. Use them. It's not a good idea to really take it any further. You don't gain any damage out of it. It just makes it harder for you to use it. Like, the requirement just goes up and it doesn't really get any better for you. So there's no point in doing it. Let's do this. Yeah, good one. My new philosophy is to just throw every map into the bad map section until they're proven otherwise. Went back down instead of up. We're experimenting. It's an experiment. So I'm down here now, whereas I was up here. And the idea is I'm going to see if I get overall more effect. This is very expensive is the thing. Isolation's about 4 div. So I'm going to spend about 9 div getting Wildstorm on my amulet and then see how I feel about this setup compared to going up here and doing this, because it's equally expensive. See, it's 2 isolations again for Lightning Rod. Like, it's expensive either way, whichever one you want to anoint. I just want to see like which one feels better. Going down this side, you get another jewel, and I'm experimenting with using these increased area of effect nodes. The thing about these area of effect nodes, you get more area of effect, but you lose damage compared to using these ones. So I don't know if I prefer these ones yet, or if I prefer this one. You get, I think, 21% more area of effect doing this, but you lose out on about, I think, for me, it was around 4k tooltip damage if I would do this instead. So I think it depends on how much damage you have, right? Like, if you have a lot of damage, which I do, then it might not be a bad idea to just get more area of effect to coat the screen in more bullshit compared to having the extra damage and the slightly smaller AoE. You can just have a bigger AoE for basically no loss because you're still one-shot killing everything. That's how I look at it. I don't want to do it. We have better maps than Augury. Surely we have better maps than Augury. Val Foundry is definitely not an example. Rust Bowl is a good example. I should have distilled it. Forgot to distill. 30k DPS on Lightning Arrow is good. Yeah, 33k on Lightning Arrow is good. Like, I started killing Pinnacles. I'm pretty sure I started killing Pinnacles back whenever my Lightning Arrow was like 30k, 40k. I think it was like 33k was whenever I like started killing all of the Pinnacle fights on max. Or like, it was when I killed the Breach Lord on max difficulty at least. It was around 30, 40k. Anything past that's just kind of excess. What should I put for 5-socket Lightning Arrow? So my 5th socket for Lightning Arrow, it goes Martial Tempo, Lightning Infusion, Primal Armament, Rising Tempest. Rising Tempest is a really deceptively large DPS. Like, you see that jump that happens there? That's from Rising Tempest, 56 to 63. That's just Rising Tempest doing that. It's a really big increase. And then I put Fork in for the last one, because we're firing 3 arrows. Those arrows can chain off of terrain. All 3 of those arrows pierce because of Pierce the Heart. And then they're forking, hitting even more enemies every time you fire. It's just like... And basically, if you needed more damage from your Lightning Arrow, you would just put a damage in for your Fifth Link. But if you don't need more damage and you just want more clear, then do Fork. Yeah, it's really fun, because whenever the mobs are really weak, you can just proliferate them with a Lightning Arrow that just forks through them, causes a bunch of proliferates with the Herald of Thunder, and you don't even really need to do Lightning Rod. I just typically, out of muscle memory, am doing Lightning Rod, especially because it's kind of annoying whenever a pack doesn't completely full die from the one Lightning Arrow. But like, as you can see, the majority of stuff just like dies when I fire a Lightning Arrow at it, because that Herald of Thunder is just proliferating through everything.
Don't mind if I do.
chest tie wall. Where's the breach? I think it's down here. Looked like it was down here. Okay, here we go.
Fury. An easy trophy. Charged arrow. I don't have enough mana.
Okay. This is not bad. Got most of the map. Have you already updated this new tree when I focus on full crit and Herald of Ice? Because Herald of Ice low-key sucks. The only reason Herald of Ice looks so good is because the person, like, putting it out there into the wild is literally using the best in slot quiver and bow in the game.
That's quite nice.
Like, you can pretty much run anything with the best in slot quiver and bow in the game, and you're going to own. But it is less efficient in every way compared to just doing lightning. The only reason to do Herald of Ice proliferating is if you just never want to press your lightning rods. You just, like, don't want to do more damage by pressing lightning rods. You just want to do one button build and just, like, have a weaker setup for bossing and a weaker setup for clearing that just functions as a one button build. I just don't get it. Like, Herald of Ice plus Herald of Thunder is just completely unnecessary. You can proliferate with just Herald of Thunder, and you're splitting your damage types. You're lowering your tooltips. You're doing less DPS on bosses for the sake of not having to use Lightning Rod, which is way more damage than using Lightning Arrow, so I just don't understand it. And the funniest part is, like, you can still proliferate kill things with just the Herald of Thunder and Lightning Arrow by going full Lightning. So you're just weakening yourself, basically, going the Herald of Ice. And going for cold damage and splitting. I'm well aware of the synergy, but it also is an anti-synergy because you are speccing a ton of points into making that happen. You're speccing your anointment into making that happen. You're speccing your entire gear set into making that happen. You're speccing your support gems into doing that. There's a huge opportunity cost just for the sake of the Herald of Thunder, Herald of Ice synergy that is just not worth it for the average player. And that's, like, the honest-to-God truth about it. Every person that's ever come in here doing the Herald of Ice, Herald of Thunder setup, and then switch to my setup, reports getting, like, way better results out of their character. Because the average person doesn't have the best in slot mirrored quiver and bow.
arrow.
It's like a really common occurrence too. The thing about that setup is, unless you have, I believe it's 150 spirit, which is also a pretty tall ask for the average person, you can't run your cast on shock at the same time. And if you do, you're not running Wind Dancer, which makes you squishier. There's a cost to everything. There's a cost and there's an effect to everything. Every decision you make in your build, nothing's for free. Nothing's just intrinsically better than something else at no cost. And I find the cost of using Herald of Ice on top of Herald of Thunder to be not worth it. Would you mind showing the bow and quiver? Sure.
This is my boat.
Bought this bow, I think 3 nights ago. When I recorded my video for this build, I had a bow that did about half the DPS of this one. And I think this is the quiver I used in that video. I haven't changed quiver in a long time. Quiver's pretty far from Biss. Bow is pretty close as well. Well, yeah, Quiver's pretty far from Biss, and then the bow's pretty close to Biss. Just like lower DPS. I think it's only a 402 DPS bow. So my bow could be quite a lot better. It's definitely not worth a mirror. Which is kind of like what I'm getting at. Pretty much, you can make any build in this game look like the best build in this game by just having a bow and quiver that costs 2,000 divines to make. And I'm not making that number up. I watched the creation process of Pubgun's quiver, and I'm pretty sure it cost the dude like 2,000 divines to make it. And then he mirrored it for the cost of a mirror and 150 divs. That's not something any of us are going to replicate. How come I have half your DPS? I have similar items. Could be jewels. I don't know. What build are you running? Are you running my build? Or are you running the Pubgun build? If you're running the Pubgun build, that's the answer. The tooltips are going to be way lower on that setup. Your build. It's probably jewels, honestly. My jewels are pretty good. Jewels could be level 95 at this point. I've actually sacrificed quite a bit of tooltip lately as well. Like the tooltip for my lightning arrow on my original setup goes up to like 81,000, but I didn't like, I ended up not really liking the lack of lightning pen. That's another issue you get into with like the Herald stacking setup is you lack pen. Because you can't stack a good amount of pen for both elements either. Ranger fun. Yo, rival, thank you for the 20. How you doing, man? I do one here. Do you have the Howa gloves? Because the Howa gloves were a pretty big tooltip increase, although it's mostly just excessive because it's majority in the form of attack speed. Doesn't really contribute to Nova damage or Nova boss damage too much. And really, this build on like 40k, 30k tooltip pretty much shreds everything in the game anyways. If you take it as far as I have, it's just excess and very unnecessary. The next build guide I'm doing, where like I have the finalized setup, the gear that I'm probably going to have on at that point is just going to be well above what is even remotely necessary to own the entire game. It's just going to be me playing the game for fun and pushing the limit. What I can purchase, what I can get power from. There's pretty much no need for anyone to go above like the 40k. The 40k mark, 30k mark, 35k mark. If you're sitting around that range, like you do plenty of DPS to own the whole game already. If you go further than that, pretty much doing it for fun. More numbers, faster boss kills.
Storm point.
Better to disenchant them or try to sell them on the market. Most uniques are pretty worthless, so you should just disenchant them for shards. Against shards.
Quick and lethal. What luck. I need more mana.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I guess the easiest way to like my average jewel is worth like 5,000 total tooltip whenever I'm all stacked up. So jewels are pretty important
Thunderous shot.
for overall DPS. 5k is probably not the average. I think that's one of my more damage heavy ones. Probably more like 3-4k on average what my jewels provide. I wish they would wipe. I really hope they wipe. If they wipe the early access, that would be so hype. I'd love to just do it all again, but with an economy that wasn't ass. That's my personal take on it. I hope they wipe.
I think they should.
I'm just now looking at your message, Aaron Norris. I'm sorry. This is my bad. Yeah, the majority of uniques you get, you just turn them into chance shards. They're not worth anything. Problem is the mega casual player only has time on the weekends. I get that, but like my suggestion wasn't to wipe per se. What I said they should do is they should open up a new league. Just start EA2, right? Like make a new EA league for people that want to start over with a fresh economy, and then people that want to continue to play their characters that they have on this scuffed economy league, you know, they can keep playing if they want. Just, you know, give people the option to start over with an economy that doesn't suck. Bought a normal amulet from you for 2 exalted. Was it a stellar amulet? Because that would be why. People buy stellar amulets so that they can chance orb them. Because the unique's very valuable. Alright, we're just gonna do the augury, I think. Yeah, so I was talking about this a little bit earlier, but you can take distilled emotions that you get from playing Delirium. You right-click on the emotion. You go ahead and put it into the instilling section. Put your map in there, instill it. Now you have a layer of Delirium on your map. So now this map has 60% increased magic monsters, and I'm 21% delirious. That means delirious mobs are going to spawn into the match. And there's going to be mirrors that I can break to spawn more enemies. Potentially the delirium bosses can also spawn from doing this. It's a pretty low investment way to improve your maps. Yeah, there he is. There's the boss. Big Juice. What is good, Loopy? The biggest buff, though, that you get from putting layers of Delirium on your map is you get the Delirium soundtrack instead of, you know, nothing. Or whatever normally plays. It's just, like, completely muted in my mind at this point. And the Delirium soundtrack is beloved by many. You guys ever playing Augury take precautions when pulling this lever? You can't stop doing it. You get stuck in the animation, it will kill you. Don't just pull the lever willy-nilly. Make sure it's clear.
Fury.
I have my music turned off. That's fair, honestly. I thought about like adding stream music, like adding music to the stream, but I don't really know what I would play. It's something that feels weird about like forcing my music taste on an audience of a bunch of people. Like why I've never done it. I feel like it could be off-putting, but like some people would like the music. Whereas in comparison, you know, if someone wants music, they could just play their own music while they're watching. That's how we handled like whenever a lot of D&D games that I was a part of. Like, I was always a big advocate for like music that fit what was ever going on, but that can be a lot of work for like a DM to keep going, right? So what we would do a lot of the time is we would just like pick our own music. We would just listen to our own thing in the background that fit what was going on, and everyone would just you know, have that on if they wanted to. Some people like music, some people don't. That's a door. This way, this way, this way. Go, 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 go. This way, this way, this way. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. That's a dead end. This way. This way, this way, this way.
Thunderous shot.
Alright, that's it. Delirium over. We got everything we could. I didn't mean to click that. Delirium would be chef's Play random DJ sets. Tomorrowland has a lot.
That's quite nice.
Have you already updated this new tree? No. I'm not sold on this tree. I'm experimenting. This isn't like necessarily what I think is best yet. This is just like me trying things, seeing how it feels. I mean, like I could do an update video, but it would literally be just like, yeah, I'm trying this other thing and it might be better, it might be worse. I don't know without a POB. And I haven't played it long enough to feel it out. I haven't fought enough Pinnacle fights to feel out if the setup's better or not. So it would just be like potential misinformation for the sake of views at that point, and I don't want to do that. When I make another video, when I make another update, and when I make updates to the mobalytics, and later I'm going to be also doing, what is it? It's not mobalytics, it's the other thing that's way better. The next set's going to be mobalytics, but it's also going to be on the other thing that's like way better, and I keep forgetting the name of it. But the next time I do a video update, it's going to be like the final best version of the build, and I will be certain of it. I might change the mobalytics page a bit still, as far as the passive tree, but I have to be completely sure of it first. Otherwise, I'm not going to. Yeah, max roll. I'll put the build on max roll next. I think max roll is like a way better site now that I've like looked into it a bit. The reason it was even on just mobalytics at first is because, I mean, no one like puts out a build video in a game that they're, you know, the new kid on the block with and expects over 100,000 people to watch it or look at it, right? So it's like, I admittedly didn't put forth the effort for like a mobalytics guide plus max roll guide and then like really in-depth details in the text portion of the guide, because I mean I didn't think it was going to be something that got a lot of eyes on it, right? Like, but I have since learned, so I will put a lot of updated information and effort into the setups in the future as far as max roll and mobalytics. since there is an interest in it. Path of building, yeah. There's like a lot of little things that I kind of would need POV to help me out with math-wise for me to like be absolutely certain of some stuff. I think I'm onto some stuff with this current setup, but I'm just not completely positive yet, so I haven't updated anything.
Now this will come in handy.
There's also a potential version of the build that involves a Against the Darkness diamond, but the thing about that is the diamond in question is like 32 divs, and I don't know if it's worth that. I don't know if it's worth doing that. It's probably optimal, but like from a currency perspective, what else could you put 32 divs in first that you would get better results out of it, right? Where I'm looking at it from. Hooded one is the secret big bad at the end. No. There's this other dude that shows up after you. I mean, I won't spoil it. It's like they've pretty much set up who the boyo is for the foreseeable future as far as the big bad. This is trash. I know this is trash.
They'll be here, waiting.
How are we doing on splinters tonight? I actually see them. Splinters. 234 of them. Got a breach stone. Giveaway for one mirror? How much money do you think I have? I'm broke. I don't have mirrors. I barely got divs. I have 8. I'll show you this real quick. So this was something I was playing around with. So I rolled this. This was from me doing Trial of Sekma balls. I got one of these, right? Time Lost Emerald. And this is like a pretty juicer Time Lost Emerald. Like all small nodes give 3% damage with bows and evasion. Notables give critical hit chance for attacks and attack speed. This is a really nice emerald. So I was playing with
What is it?
some setups involving this where let me just like deal some points real quick to show you what I mean. Yeah, so this is a good example. So like these are lightning resistance pen nodes, right? But if we come up here, we also have lightning resistance pen nodes. So I was playing with taking these and then taking this set here for the physical damage and critical damage, critical chance. It's all like pretty decent stats. But normally I wouldn't take this without another incentive, but then we put in this emerald here, and I need to finalize it first and then get out of this.
Change direction.
So I was playing around with the idea of putting an emerald here. Because it's like, it's a bit more damage. You can see it's a bit more damage, but this is also like coming out to, I think, 27% evasion from this jewel, on top of like the better tooltip compared to this, which is like pretty okay jewel. Not the best, but pretty solid. So I was messing around with that. Which is how I got to thinking like it would make sense to do like it makes sense to do an Against the Darkness diamond there in this area, and then you take that stuff. But for lightning damage, like percent lightning damage. But like I said, those are like 32 div or something. It's just like completely inaccessible amounts of currency for most people, including myself. So I'm definitely not going to tell other people to do that. It just doesn't make sense. They're not going to be able to recreate it. What's the point? Are my stats messed up? Yeah, they're messed up a little. This needs to be in. There we go.
Shift in my training can't hurt.
What have I actually changed? Okay, so instead of going through here and picking up a bit more pen and this extra shock chance node, this node actually is not good. Upon like further consideration, this node's not very good. So I don't think I would ever put this one back in the build. There's a decent argument to be made. No, not even really. Like it's 4 points just to get the 15% pen. This node isn't worth it either. You just come this, well, it's not even like 4 points. It's like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. You're spending 5 points compared to 3 points on stats to get 15% pen and 36% LE damage. It might be worth it. I'm not sure yet. Like this might be worth it to come through here instead of going through here. Wait, no, it's not going to be worth it if you want to go this way. Yeah, never mind. Okay, so this is probably what we're looking at, because you want to grab this jewel slot. If you're coming all the way down here already, you might as well also be grabbing this extra jewel, which is only 2 more points away, coming this way. And the jewel is just going to add a lot of extra damage. So this part makes sense to me at this point. I'm not sold on doing this yet. I feel like this is kind of grief for just like a bit more area of effect. Because I was like I was saying, you can, instead of doing this, I think if your tooltip damage is still like not that great or on the lower end, you are absolutely going to be better off just doing this. You can see I gain like 3,000 tooltip damage. And what did I lose out on? I lost out on about, I think, 21% area of effect, but we're already stacking a decent chunk of area of effect in our abilities already. Like we already tear screens apart, right? Running with this lesser amount. I believe it's 8, 16, 31% from here. So if you already do shitloads of damage and you don't care, then you can just do this instead for the exact same number of points and get 8, 16, 24, 44, 52. You get 21% more area of effect
Time to learn something new.
in exchange for 3k tooltip damage. There's probably not really a right answer there. Unless you already do enough damage, it doesn't matter. In which case you would do the area of effect. There's also some nuance to it, right? Where we want all of our lightning rods to be overlapping on a boss, and that's easier to do when we have more area of effect. So overall, the higher area effect might end up being just more DPS, but that's also dependent on the boss's hitbox, which is very hard to calculate for. But basically, if you're fighting a smaller boss, the area of effect is going to be more useful because you're going to more easily overlap more of your lightning rods with better area of effect. But if you're fighting some chonker boss that takes up half the screen, then that extra AoE is definitely not necessary. So it's a tough call. Those 5 points, legitimately tough call. We're still feeling it out. But you can see why I haven't updated the guide with that yet, because it's very wishy-washy. I can't tell one way or the other what makes more sense until I've played it for a while, and then I'll know.
Storming arrow.
I've always been a pretty big advocate for AoE. Over damage with this build. Since everything hinges on your area of effect being large enough for things to proliferate and bounce off of each other, and for you to hit multiple targets with all of your rods. It's a very suboptimal map to be playing a breach on. But we will do our best. This is pretty cooked. Might be terrible. Looks pretty terrible, doesn't it? Maybe we can run down here and get... Nope. And then dead end. Oh, this map's so bad. Down here? A little bit more? Nope. That sucked. Alright, let's do it again. Never feel good about running through hallways during breaches. Very sketchy business. Triple breach. I didn't mean to open that, but here we go, I guess. Man, this is such a terrible map to roll big breaches on. Yeah, I think I rolled the 2% chat. I think I'm gonna have like 10 breaches in this map. And they're all just gonna be shit because it's on a terrible map. I think that's it. Why can you run more than one breach right now? A couple different things going on. A lot of the time I'll try to insert tablets that give my maps a chance to have additional breaches when they have a breach in them. But besides that, I have my breach tree maxed out, and I have crumbling walls, maps which contain breaches, 15% chance to contain an additional breach. Map which contains breaches have a 5% chance to contain 3 additional breaches, and maps which contain breaches have a 2% chance to contain 10 additional breaches. So sometimes I just get maps that have 11 breaches. Pretty rare, but it happens. And then on top of that, I have like an additional breach available sometimes from the tablets that I insert into the towers. You just get shitloads of breaches. Are you using Thief's Torment? Yeah, I'm using Thief's Torment. I'll likely never take Thief's Torments off for any reason. I think it's just the best ring for this build. Go finish the map real quick, because it'd be annoying to fail it somehow.
Too weak, too slow.
I either rolled the 10 or I rolled the 3. It looks like I rolled the 3, so there's just one more. Eliminating for SRS Wish kind of quick because I only find 1 Citadel in all that time. The Citadels are... I don't know if you're doing solo Southbound, but personally I feel like these Citadels aren't really worth playing for over just like juicing up your map and playing for towers to set up good areas to do the mechanic that you enjoy, which is probably Breach because all the other mechanics are lame except for like Ritual, which is just lame but pays really well. Probably better off just like buying the keys to Citadel to kill the Avatar 4 times, honestly. Or just buying keys for Avatar if you want to fight Avatar. It's otherwise not really worth it to waste your time looking for Citadels, in my opinion. If you find them, cool, but they're pretty lame to find and look for.
I'm out of mana. Charge arrow. Out of mana. Too weak, too slow.
God, this map sucks so much. Run! That's all I get, damn.
That's quite nice.
Unlucky. Breach is not this easy with SRS Witch, more of a bossing character. Yeah, that makes sense. But it's kind of the same thing, right? Like if you want to do bossing, I would just buy the tickets into the bosses. But it is still just gambling, because if you don't get the good drops, then you're just wasting money. Give away to Vines, we're not enemy. I don't have... Guys, I'm not rich. I don't have that much money. I'm one of you. Good idea. How do you manage rarity resistance? I don't care about rarity, man. That shit's getting nerfed. I never got on the rarity train. I have the amount of rarity from my Thief's Torment, and that's it. I have rarity from Thief's Torment, I have a Golden Charm equipped, and sometimes my maps have rarity on them. That's about as far as I care to engage with the rarity meta. I think it's unfun and toxic, and it needs to go away ASAP. And likely will go away pretty soon, considering GGG's back from vacation.
Storm point.
Oh, got another breach. Map sucks. Why'd I have to roll all my breaches on a good map or on a bad map? Couldn't have been like Oasis or Sandspit or like Fortress. Anything decent. Just not Crypt. Farming Breach Boss right now? No. Just kind of farming in general. Leveling. Farming. Doesn't feel very worth it to kill the Breach Lord, in my opinion, because like the only drop that's worth anything is the Hawa Glove, and Hawa's getting pretty cheap now. It was 6 divines whenever I got my first 2 pair, but now they're like 2 to 4. And then the entry token is still about 70x. Pretty easy to lose money doing that, feels like. I see I'm using your exact build and loving it. Followed your video. Awesome. Glad to hear it's working well for you. 194 to 364 physical bow with some lightning damage should be good to get. Wait, it's like 194 to 364 just the physical part without the lightning part? If so, I mean, that's pretty cracked. Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good bow to me. I mean, I don't know the other stats on it, but that's a lot of base damage. I think it's more than mine, right? Like by a pretty big margin. Yeah. Depending on the lightning roll, I guess. Mine does have T9 lightning. You know, if I get my quest fulfilled, if you buy the fragments, do the boss. For the Arbiter, I did not buy my first fragments. Well, I haven't actually bought any fragments at all for Arbiter. So I don't know if it would complete your quest or not. I don't think it would. I think you have to find the Citadels. Thief's Torment for 1 div and 20x earlier. That is a steal. Whenever I bought my Thief's Torment, they were 6 divs. Yours is the same. Always hallways, no open areas. Yeah, it sucks. Sucks when that happens. Get 73 splinters out of that map. Funny. Okay, what do we got left? Getting kind of low on maps that are decent. Didn't even identify that one. Burning Ground's annoying. Still deals with it easy enough. Experience gain. Magic Chest's kind of a bummer. These suck. These suck. Pack size. Anything? 1. And it's just magic pack size. Increased monster. The density? No. Pack. Increased monster pack size. Helmet threshold. Here we go. Number of monster pack. Ooh, that is accuracy. Nope. Here we go. Perfect. Do that one. Dab it up with some delirium. Am I crashing? It looks like a crash. The game crashed. It didn't like me anymore. There's some bricked maps in the guild stash. Thanks, brother. My bow is 193 to 269, 5 to 115 lightning, 156 fizz. It just made it. That's a pretty nice bow. It was solid. Very solid. Critical damage bonus, reduced ability, 20 dex. Low roll on lightning, only 3 to 38. Well, that's unfortunate. What jewels do you have on jewel sockets? My jewels are either evasion plus a damage roll, or 2 damage rolls in the prefix, or quiver effect. So quiver effect is a good one to get 20% of. Unfortunately, you need to use 2 different jewels to do it, because, or like some crazy corrupted jewel that just has more than 20%, if that's even possible. Maybe like maybe some double corrupted quiver effect jewel could do this or something, but I doubt that exists. So yeah, two jewels with quiver effect, because you want to get the 20% quiver effect breakpoint for 1 div. That's good. Good price. And if you hit the breakpoint with quiver effect, that's going to give you an extra projectile level from your quiver. Assuming you have a quiver with 2 levels of projectile skills. Since our passive tree gives us 80% quiver effect, it just reaches a really nice point with that. Past that, it's just a matter of like balancing. So you want to eventually do acrobatics, because it just keeps you safe from a lot of bullshit. Or not safe, but it saves you from a lot of bullshit, especially if you're doing a lot of breaches in particular, where the ground is just covered in shit and sometimes you just miss things. It's good to get to a point where you can run evasion and stay above. Like, I like to be 70% unbuffed with just Wind Dancer up, and up to like 75+% whenever I'm fully tailwinded. That's what feels good for me as far as acrobatics. But if you don't have that, if you're not getting those kind of numbers, like if you put this on and your evasion drops to like 67% fully buffed, and like 60% whenever your tailwind falls off, you're going to be miserable running this. This is a really bad thing to take and put into your character before you reach those kind of breakpoints. So, yeah, 20% evasion, or, you know, just a lot of evasion on your jewel as one of the prefixes, alongside a damage passive. And then for suffixes, it's like critical hit, chance for attacks, increased attack speed. That's what I feel is probably best as far as suffixes. It can be a little bit expensive to get both of these and these. So, like, you know, sometimes just settle for one or the other with the suffix. There's a lot of trash suffixes in the Emerald pool, so it can be kind of difficult to get jewels like that. But just try to get like one or the other. And then just, like I said, damage, or evasion damage, and then 2 of them should be quiver effect in the prefixes. I do not want to do crypt again. Can I not do crypt again, please? Wait, this... Oh my... Connection. That's so toxic. Alright, let's do something that kind of sucks and just get through this fortress. And get to the rest of my breaches. There is only crypt.
Why won't lightning ball come out when I'm using my skills?
It's only going to happen a lot against rares and bosses. And it's based entirely on how much damage you deal. The more damage you deal, well, the more damage you deal and the more shock chance you have loaded into your passive tree, the more often it's going to happen. So, like, this is a rare here. It's just getting spammed with lightning balls. Before you get to the point where that's just happening, because you have enough damage for it to happen, whenever you see a rare, I'm going to see if I can do it, because I might have, like, too much damage at this point to, like, show this well. I can still do it on pinnacles, but I can't do it on normal bosses anymore. Hopefully I run into a rare here. Okay. I'm not gonna do it with this one because these things are scary. I always just insta-kill these. Forget those. Essence freak me out with how you sometimes just get disarmed when you open them. Okay, so before rares just kind of died for me, I would drop some lightning rods. And all right, this guy's he's a jerk. Am I gonna die because of this? I can't get mana back. All right, tough to show it off whenever they're that fast. All right, so anyway, the point I'm trying to make is you drop some lightning rods on them after putting a voltaic mark on them. So you voltaic mark, lightning rod. And voltaic mark is going to, you know, increase, not increase. It gives 50% more shock chance. So it's 50% multiplicative additional shock chance to the ability, to everything you're doing, really. So if you're not seeing a lot of shocks from the lightning rods yet, that can help. You'll see a lot more if you're putting voltaic marks on rares. I don't really have to do it anymore, but it was something I did for a very long time. This is actually a good example of a boss where the extra area of effect is good because she has a very small hitbox.
You are a worthy adversary. Visions of Jedi.
You can see she survived a lot there just because her hitbox is small. Yeah, voltaic mark helps a lot. You have a movie of how you're doing last boss of Ascension? I have that recorded somewhere, yeah.
Out of my way.
Okay, this guy will stand still for it. So, voltaic mark. Wait, he's proximity. Oh my god! Okay, he's proximity. There. Do you see how many lightning balls shot? And it's like an abnormally high amount? That's because I voltaic marked him. You get to a point where you don't even really need to bother with that anymore, but for the majority of the game, that was how I did things. And then I'm firing a lot of lightning balls into crowds of mobs just because I have so much shock chance at this point. And so many proliferating shocks, it's just causing it to still fire against mobs despite the nerfs.
That's quite nice.
Explosive shot instead of lightning arrow? Nope. Kind of need it to be lightning arrow.
Got no pack space
Alright,
for
we're
that.
done here. 23% increased arrow speed, physical attack, cold, lightning, 2 skills, crit chance, attack speed. It's decent to me. Solid quiver.
Yes.
Explosive shot. Can't decide what. Doesn't even like sound. I don't know. It doesn't even sound familiar to me. Okay, now we can maybe run a decent breach, maybe? Deserted. Okay, that's it's a little better. Can afford the one from Belton yet? Belton, that quiver is... See a more expensive version of this build in the future, or is it the max potential of it for now? You'll see a more expensive version once I've beaten the game. And by beating the game, like, I want to max out every Atlas activity with this build. And then be comfortable saying that, yes, this is like its truest final form, right? Like, this is the best version of the build that I could come up with after playing through everything, every bit of content that you can play. Reducing everything to the max. Really, at this point, it's just a currency gap for me to do that. Because keys are expensive. Like, if I want to do 4 audience with the kings, it's going to cost me 28 divs unless I drop an ingenuity. But I have it planned out. The intro to the video is just going to be the final version of every... The final version of every Pinnacle boss getting slapped. That'll be how we open. So, part of getting that in the video is I have to actually go do that. We can take a look at the trial master kill. Oh wait, trial master. Wait, do you mean the chaos trial? Because I've never fought him. I never bothered. I was a trial of Sekhmet gamer. I'm disarmed.
Barely broke a sweat. No mana.
I guess you just said last boss of Ascension, so you could be meaning the Sekhmet boss. I do have, like, several of those kills recorded.
Thunderous shot.
Not a great spot. I heard Thief's Torment got nerfed. I'm not 100% sure that's true. I'm 100% sure that's not true. They didn't do anything to Thief's Torment.
Now this will come in handy.
I'm sure if they did, I would have noticed. It seems like something that would get spread around so that people could buy them cheaper. Emerald Jewel. Attack speed. Jewel rolls suck. Oh, there's another breach. I just saw the winds leading me towards it. It's over here. Okay, so we're gonna clear left and then into the familiar territory, probably.
Quick and lethal. I need more mana. Take this!
Joel, should we equip for this build? You want 20% quiver effect total from your prefixes? Because that's going to give you the breakpoint for an extra projectile level. Although be careful with that, because whenever you add projectile levels, you're going to add a lot of mana cost. So definitely don't do that unless you're prepared for that. After I got that extra projectile level, I started having issues at level 95
Quick and lethal.
projectile skills. I had to get another socket on my cast on shock and put not ingenuity, put inspiration back in. Beyond that, prefixes should be some kind of damage bonus. Like, there's a bunch of them, right? Like projectile damage, projectile speed, lightning damage. Just to name a few. There's a bunch. You know what I mean. Damage with bows. Just one of those or two of those if you don't want extra evasion to work towards acrobatics, or you already feel like you have a comfortable amount of evasion while running acrobatics. And then otherwise, as close to a 20% evasion roll as possible in the prefix. So just a mix of jewels that are like damage plus evasion or damage for prefixes.
What
And then
luck.
for the suffixes, ideally attack speed, critical hit chance. But trying to get all of that together can be pretty expensive, so don't sweat it if you want to, like, just settle for one or the other suffix. That's pretty much how all my jewels are at the moment.
Stay light, stay alive.
My quiver effect jewels are also notably not very good. They are just to get the spike in damage granted by the quiver effect. They definitely could be much better. But I also didn't want to pay like multiple divs just for one jewel. I try to keep all my jewels around like 1-2 div max. Your tabs are about as organized as my closet. My tabs are actually quite organized. If you notice, all of the dump has gone into the dump tab, so I would argue that I'm quite organized. You know? Miscellaneous things are going into the miscellaneous tab.
Now this will come in handy.
I tend to do all my organizing off stream since it's like not very exciting. If I'm live, I'd rather just blast and I'll deal with it later. Well then, well done, sir. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a dump tab, and I'm dumping everything into it. As it should be. I have any maps left that are, like, nice? I'm pretty sure I'm out of nice maps. We always run out of nice maps really early in the stream, and it's sad. I need to be better at just preparing good maps for us to play. Okay, so this is an ailment map. Ailment is a little bit bad for this build because you're not going to get the proliferating... You're not going to get as much proliferating lightning as you normally would. Which sucks. It's playable, but it can get a little bit scary on breaches. I guess I'll do the experience gain map. Why not? Another deserted. Oh yeah, we were gonna... One second. We're gonna look at the trial boss. Let me go back and find that. That was definitely a December thing. Okay. That's not it. This is a good trial kill. We'll watch this one. This is actually... I was a good bit...
weaker here than I am now. This is like a week ago. This was back whenever I was recording the first video, the first Endgame video.
And I'm carrying 2 people through it as well. This is one of my earlier Trial 4 kills. This is pretty much how this fight goes, though. For anybody who has like 30, 40k DPS on tooltip. Or how it should go if everything's set up properly. And yeah, like I said, I'm carrying 2 people here, so he has a lot more HP than he has normally. This is one of my favorite Pinnacle encounters, though, because the build just looks so hilarious, firing off this many lightning balls from far away whenever you have to go to the corners. And this is this is pre-Howa. I didn't have the Howa glove back then either. But you can see he's still just kind of blasts, right? What really sucks about this guy is this insta-kill mechanic speeds up the more people you bring in, which makes it harder to bring more people through at a time. I feel like 2's like my comfortable maximum. Past that, it just gets so fast that it's sketchy. Yeah, this is also before Barrage, too. This would be like if I go do this now, it's probably about twice as quick under the same situation, same circumstances. But yeah, build's really good at killing bosses. Really, really good at killing bosses. No matter how much tooltip you have, like anywhere around 30-40k, you're gonna get results pretty much exactly like that. Found your channel recently. Must say that I appreciate your ranger build tutorial. I'm a complete beginner to PoE. I made it to Endgame today. Nice. Congratulations. Glad it's helpful. Yeah, that was the trial 4 kill for those that wanted to see it. Do this one. This one's fine. Delirium it. Oops. I always do that. I forget to take the map back out after instilling. Common habit for me. All right, the map's not even finished. I forgot we just started. Burning Ground is so much fun. So interactive. Let's scope this out a little bit. Make sure I know where I'm going before we activate it. I think it's about, yeah, that's all we're gonna get. One thing that's a real pain in the ass about burning ground is looting after you clear a breach. It's never gonna be a pleasant experience.
What luck?
Unless you just have like crazy life regen or something, in which case this probably doesn't bother you. Trying to do as you did, maybe I missed something. Thief's Torment. Do you have Thief's Torment? Before I had Thief's Torment fighting the 4th trial boss, I had to... So whenever he goes into his phase... where he says time waits for no one. It's very ironic because time waits for you in that moment. You don't have to keep going. You can just sit there and wait for your flask to recharge. Like you can see my flask is... This is still the same flask I used back whenever I didn't have Thief's Torment. I haven't really cared to change it out. But I would flask anytime I got on low mana to maximize the amount of mana I was getting back per sip. And then in between phases... I would just kind of sit there and wait for my flask to come back up to maximum. That's how I killed him the first time. Because, yeah, mana was a problem for me before I had Thief's Torment. But, hilariously, he gives you 2 different opportunities to refill your flask by just standing there, so... For him, at least, it's not too big of an issue. Which is good, because he has, like, the most health out of all the Pinnacle encounters I've even fought so far. It's really odd that he has so much HP. But then, like, you fight Arbiter the first 2 times, and basically he has less HP than... If you added up the first 2 Arbiter fights together, they would have less health than the 4th trial boss does.
I need more mana. Mana. An easy trophy.
Are you spamming Lightning Rod or just Lightning Arrow? It depends. If it's just white mobs, then Lightning Arrow by itself usually proliferates and just kills them.
If I do.
But I think it's a better habit to just always Lightning Rod, Arrow. Lightning Rod, Arrow, Lightning Rod, Arrow. Tap back and forth. It's way, 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 way more damage. It's just one extra click. And if you shoot into something that you would have had to have Lightning Arrowed twice to kill or more, you absolutely should have just fired Lightning Rods. And that's typically going to be the case on all situations outside of just white trash mob packs, right? So typically it's just rod plus arrow towards anything.
Charged arrow.
Damage. Shock duration. That's unfortunate. That one's almost good. Quiver effect's definitely something you want, but 8%'s too low. Need more than 10. Well, I guess technically you could just have your other jewel have 12 and then you're good. So it's not too bad. That's a decent jewel, as long as the other quiver effect jewel is 12% or more. Enemy packs that do their stupid little rise and shine animation that you can't immediately shoot, I like to just lightning arrow and then throw down the Orb of Storms so that they immediately get caught in it and die. Orb of Storms actually comes in so clutch. This is another reason why I want to experience like every mechanic to the maximum with this build before I make another guide on it. I did my first Delirium Simulacrum last night, and one, that mechanic is booty, but two, you fight in such enclosed spaces that I was basically just doing this the whole time and just protecting myself with a wall of lightning born from my Orb of Storms. That's just how I got through it, pretty much. Orb of Storms just comes in clutch for like Ritual and Simulacrum. If I ran into another one of those and killed myself twice in one day, I would have been very sad.
Prepare yourself.
I wonder why my game's unstable today. Never seen this before. Just like randomly locking up while I'm in motion. That's crazy.
What luck?
That's it for that one.
How can I help?
See how expensive this is at the moment. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, well, it is bad, but Damn, it's coming down. 100 to 1. It was up to like 120 to 1. There is omens. I think I'm at the point where I don't want to lose that much experience anymore. When do we sell all our divines? Stock market's crashing. The divines are falling. Drew, when do we sell the divines? When do we go back to X's? The stock market crash, bro. An exalted orbs we trust. Transition to your build. I'm glad it's working. I've been trying so hard to make it work, but now
It's a blast. Awesome. Glad to hear that, James. That is sick. Salted orbs seem to be the primary trade resource. I haven't gotten far enough into trading. It's exalted and then divines, pretty much, are the two main trading resources. Still missing jewels. I know they already asked you. What are you looking for jewels? I should you know what I should do? Until I make the next video where I talk about jewels, because I am definitely going to include jewels in the next video, I should make a Nightbot command where people can do ! jewels, and then it'll answer this question, because this actually comes up really often, I'm noticing, and I do like the full explanation every time. That's like my own skill issue. I'll have to incorporate that later, but like, here, let me do a text write-up, and then we can like link this message for the rest of the night. I think that would be a good idea. Oh, wait, I can't do that. Okay, 20% quiver effect from prefixes. Yeah, basically that. You want 20% quiver effect from your prefixes, because that's going to get you an extra skill level. And then from there, it's just any damage prefix plus an evasion or double damage prefix. They're all additive in the same bucket with each other, so it doesn't matter which one you do, it just matters which one has the highest value.
Storming arrow.
And because our build doesn't do anything weird with like other elements, we can just do lightning damage if we want, and it applies to all of our damage, the same as if we were doing projectile damage or whatever. You see that, Loopy? The loot filter is bliss. You're doing God's work making that loot filter, Loopy. What is this? This is a breach. This is one of the endgame league mechanics that you can have active in your maps. Currently have a lot of resources thrown into maximizing breaches. Pretty much how I like generate items, currency for my character at the moment. And mostly I'm just trying to level. I do still kind of dream of one day being level 100 before the league stops being cool.
That's quite nice. Thunderous shot!
I think I grabbed everything. It's also just the funnest way for me to spend my time, I feel like, on stream. Just doing breach.
Too slow.
Just blast through waves and waves and waves of nonsense. Make pretty colors happen.
What luck?
We're chilling.
Barely broke a sweat. Charged arrow.
Not a single one so far, other than 1x omens. That's what we like to hear. That is disgusting, though. You've done 21 rituals with your juiced up ritual atlas and not gotten a single audience with the king. That is epic. Feel like a way better way for them to handle that would just have Audience of the King be something that you could save up ritual
nice.
points for across multiple rituals in a similar fashion to saving up splinters. Would make it more consistent, less toxic RNG. Why are divines going down? People get scared. Same reason, stocks change, right? Something starts to go down and they're like, oh my god, it's going down. I gotta get out of this. I gotta get out of this investment. And then everyone starts selling, like everyone starts selling their divines all at the same time. Everyone's panicking, and yeah. How it happens.
Quick and lethal. Fury.
I think what might also be happening is now that GGG is back in the office. This is another really good theory about what's going on with the divines going down. They're back in the office, right? A lot of players know that. And what's on the chopping block right now, right? Rarity. Rarity is on the chopping block. And economically, we stopped dropping as many exalts on average because there's no more 500% rare find bullshit happening. We stopped dropping as many exalts. The price of divs is going to go down. Less exalts in circulation. So it might be people getting ready for that crash, or that anticipated crash, where divines are going to start, just plummeting all of a sudden whenever people get the news that Rarity is getting nerfed or is nerfed or whatever. So that's totally possible. Oops. What did I just deposit? I don't think it mattered. Pseudo stock market to league. I mean, at that point, it would just be Counter-Strike.
Or anything Valve's ever made.
+6 projectile skill from bow and amulet. If I get +2 projectile skill on quiver, will I get big DPS boost? 6 projectile skills from bow and amulet. So if you get two quiver levels on, you have to be careful with this, by the way, because you're gonna have mana issues even with like Thief's Torment if you get too many projectile levels.
But if you want to try it out, I mean, I'm kind of scared. That sounds like a lot of projectile levels, man. But if you try it out, what's going to happen is if you get 20% quiver effect, because of our passive tree, we have this whole setup here, the 80% increase, plus 20% from jewels. It's actually going to give you 4 more projectile levels from your quiver. So the answer would be yes. But considering you already have so many projectile levels, like between your bow and your amulet, I think it's a little bit scary to do that. Mana-wise. Yeah, you'll go up 4 projectile levels instead of 2.
Fury!
I like projectile level on quiver. Probably like dexterity crit attack speed for suffixes, if not going for projectile levels on quiver. For the suffix slots, what I would do. I guess for those that interest, I am also tomorrow going to be putting out a full video guide on Breach. All of the mechanics involved in Breach, how it works, how to optimize it. And it'll be the same format as my latest video where I just start with the most basics, the basic of the basic information, and then I just get progressively more complicated throughout the video with the chaptering. Figured I might as well make something in between making the new build guide. Plus Atlas Tree, plus the God Filter. Yeah, we'll include those too.
Storming arrow.
I think this breach is a wrap. Map's like pretty cooked. Yeah, it's over. Start looting. Although the Atlas guide might be its own standalone thing. We'll see. Because I think I have a lot more to say as far as Atlas. There are several different iterations of Atlas, and it's very cheap to just change it on the fly. So I think it's important to talk about every iteration of Atlas that someone would want to use. And that's going to fill a lot of time in a build guide video, so I think I'd prefer to make it its own thing. Considering my build guide video is already like 30 minutes. Have a new player tips and tricks video? It's not so much a new player tips and tricks video as it's just like, it's a video for those that haven't played Path before, haven't played Endgame and Path of Exile before, or just don't understand like the basics of gearing characters and stuff, basically. It's like, it walks you through all of the steps that someone needs to take to get a character ready to play Endgame. It's basically what the video does. All of the steps someone should take to be ready to do maps. And then further goes into talking about mapping, like what modifiers are bad to play for what builds, what stuff you should avoid. Pretty sure it's currently the most recent upload to my channel. We got a greater jeweler orb. Piece of candy.
Don't mind if I do.
Where's my streamer luck today? Haven't dropped a divine yet. Last stream we dropped 2 in like the first hour and a perfect jeweler. Streamer luck seems to have quit on me. All right, let's smash this real quick. Smashed. Well, now we have a nice little selection of Delirium maps to play. Chill items. What you got? What do you have? Just one ring? Because it's the Thief's Torment ring. Thief's Torment can't be worn with another ring. But it basically gives us limitless mana sustain, and as long as you're shooting and hitting enemies, you pretty much can't be killed unless you get one shot. Just because you're constantly healing 25 life per hit. And we do a lot of individual hits. All of our lightning rods have individual hits. Just healing for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of health every time we pull the trigger on anything. Maybe thousands. Possibly just healing for thousands of life whenever you shoot into big packs of enemies. So, pretty much completely unkillable outside of being one shot. Then as far as the rest of the gear, max move speed shoes, only 2 res, but decent life roll, bit of mana, just so that when my mana bottoms out, it doesn't bottom out too quickly. I haven't worked out exactly how much max mana you want to hold on to in order to have your mana not bottom out whenever you open on a Pinnacle boss. It's very awkward whenever you get stuck in that like hedging bit where like you don't quite have enough mana to fire, but you don't quite have. It's hard to describe. There's like a very perfect balance here. How do you equip a hideout? To equip a hideout inside of your hideout, go to waypoint inside your hideout, click travel to hideout, and now you can equip any of the hideouts you have access to. As far as like how to get your first hideout, you have to clear it from the Atlas. They just exist as nodes on the Atlas. Yeah, so gear belt is just 2 res, a bit of strength. And I don't really hate the strength on this, because having this extra little bit of strength means that I don't need to worry about putting any strength nodes in my passive tree so that I can use all of my support gems. Max life rolls pretty decent. You don't really have anything else to get from the prefixes other than mana, so this might as well be a good mana roll. Power gloves, the big DPS increase, and we just kind of dropped them on stream, and I've just been using them ever since. They give a very unnecessary boost to DPS that I've never felt was like particularly warranted. It felt like I was blasting the game just fine without these, but we've thrown them on because, I mean, you might as well. It's a lot of extra damage, and the price of them is going down now too. The real son of a bitch, though, is like keeping all of your resistances in check whenever you've got a Thief's Torment ring and a Hand of Wisdom in action. So you basically have no rings. You only get 15% resistance from your rings. You get no resistance from your gloves. Getting enough resistance between the rest of your set can be a bit of a pain in the ass. Hat's just a lot of... I mean, this is Abyss hat. Like, you can't do better than this hat. It's just the best. I wouldn't trade this hat for anything. Body armor could be a little bit better if it was triple res, but I didn't really need it. The only other resistance I would like need at this point is chaos, and I don't really care. It doesn't feel like it matters to me. Not from softcore perspective. I don't need more chaos resistance, not at all. The prefixes are BIS, though, absolutely. You want to get as close to or over 2,000 evasion rating from a chess piece. 100%. 1x right now. The Howa glove, that's just people price fixing. It's not actually 1x. Like 2 divine, 4 divine. Necklace, I currently have Essence of the Storm allocated. The more expensive one for what I'm running right now would be to go Lightning Rod, or I haven't decided. It's either going to be Lightning Rod or Wild Storm, depending on what ends up being more optimal with the tree.
As far as the stats rolled on the necklace, this is BIS for sure. Just evasion rating, max life, spirit, projectile levels, critical damage, dexterity. I don't think you can really do better than this. The base could probably be something different, but increased mana regeneration is still a relevant stat for us, so like, this is just like probably my BIS amulet. I'll probably never switch off of this. Quiver could be a bit better. The dexterity rolls pretty low. Damage with bow skills could be a bit higher. Physical damage and lightning roll is good. The life per enemy killed's worthless. That could be swapped out for attack speed, and I would be happier. But I think going any higher than this quiver is probably going to cost me like more than like 10 divs, 5 divs, 8 divs, something like that. So I just haven't put the currency forward to do anything like that yet. It's just a solid quiver without that. And as always, I say visceral quiver or primed quiver is best. I don't think the difference between the amount of DPS one gives over the other is so high that you should drop like infinitely more currency on the exact same quiver, but it's primed compared to visceral. I think they're both good quivers. I think the only difference between the primed quiver and the visceral quiver is the visceral quiver looks like the Giant Eagle or the like Sam's Club brand quiver. And then because Fubgun is wearing the primed quiver, that's the Walmart, that's like the good brand, the non-Walmart brand quiver. That's like the same product but more expensive. And then my bow is, I think, a 410 DPS bow at the moment. If I could change anything about this bow, it's this roll. Except for critical damage bonus, I would switch critical damage bonus for base critical hit chance. I think that would be better. The weird thing about critical hit chance base is it's not calculated into your DPS on the trade site, so it's hard to gauge how big of a difference it makes, but I am leaning more and more towards critical hits. So I think base critical chance is probably a much better roll than critical hit damage would be. I'd have to do the math, but I'm pretty certain of it. Slightly better attack speed roll would be nice. Otherwise, just more base damage from the passive would be good, or more base damage from prefix would be good. Otherwise, this is pretty BIS. There isn't like a ton of room left with my gearing, but it could be a bit better still. I always do that. I'm going to clear this real quick. Actually, this ended up being a monster packs map. This is actually a good map now. We just run like a 14 really quick. Something to get this tower out of the way. Just gonna do a run through. Activate a tablet in it. Juice up the rest of our nodes.
Take this!
What's up, TJK? Public brand versus Walmart brand. Yeah.
Barely broke a sweat.
All right, run through accomplished. Okay, now we need a tablet. What kind of tablet do we need for this region of the map? Could just do another breach tablet. There's nothing wrong with just spamming breach tablets. That and a lot of the breaches I already have like irradiation or corruption on them. I think I actually just throw another breach tablet into here. Hey, Evan, thank you a lot for the content. I inspired my build from your build. Awesome, Gabriel. Very cool. Can you show me your stats and bow? I actually just did that, like, right before you came in. But sure, man. Second.
I don't have enough money.
Here's my current tooltip buffed up. Made some changes. That actually lowered the tooltip, but did increase the overall damage performance of the build. The highest I've had this at was 81 before I made some changes to it. This is kind of where we're sitting now, is 7,500 on... Oh, wait, I actually... My lightning rod was messed up. I guess I've been running with close combat by accident all day. I switch this on whenever I'm doing Pinnacle fights. Yeah, 8,222 on lightning rod. I have 25k. A lot of it is excessive, to be fair. Like, these gloves, absolutely not necessary to perform. Like, they're a huge chunk of my DPS, right? But they are just not a necessary addition to the build. They're very pricey to work in because of the amount of resistances you need to find with the rest of your shit. So in that way, the damage is, like, it's not inflated, but it's above necessity. I would say, like, once you're in the 30, 40k range, you're chilling. You can do pretty much anything, and you're not going to have a hard time. And then, yeah, like, Howa Glove, Thief's Torment, Amulet that currently has Essence of the Storm, but I'm going to switch it to Wildstorm, or I'm going to do Lightning Rod. I haven't decided which way the build's going to go yet. It's pretty much Bis Amulet stats, though. Chest Piece, I could switch the Stun Res out for another resistance, and otherwise this would be Bis. It could just be a little bit higher evasion, but otherwise this is as good as it gets. Hood is literally as good as it gets. I don't think you could really do any better than this. Pretty much perfect. Belt, I kind of like the strength roll on it over a third resistance, but a third resistance would probably be better. Especially Chaos Res, because the build doesn't really have any otherwise. But otherwise, it's like pretty much Bis roll. You have the same amulet, nice. My boots are pretty much what I want them to be. Again, same story, like resistances could be a little different, but I kind of like the stun threshold. I feel like I've played the entire game with a bit of stun threshold on my gear, and it would probably... I don't know how it would feel without it at this point, so... Kind of chilling with that. Otherwise, it's Bis roll. Bis prefix for sure. Bow is Bis prefix. The only thing I would change is critical damage to base critical chance. And like higher rolls. That's really it. That's the only thing that could be better here. Quiver, dex roll could be higher. The life roll is useless. Rather it be an attack speed roll. Prefixes are Bis. Just could be a little higher. I got one shot from shit. I get one shot from shit every once in a while, but it's usually pretty justified when it happens. You know, we're not playing a hardcore build, so it's okay to just get killed sometimes, right? Like, if we're not immortal, it's chill, I think. Can I do it like that and it'll show? Yeah. Reach 10. And rare monsters is fine. Juiced 15s. This one sucks. This one could be good. Let's roll these up a little bit. See what they end up with, and then we'll pick the best one.
Rare monsters, magic monsters, experience gain, monster density. All right, this one sucks. I think I'm just going to go for the extra density. I think I like this one better. Because this is just 10% XP. That's actually a lot. Yeah, that's max roll. Magic monster is kind of a pain in the ass. Rather do this. Extra density in general. Changed my mind. Means you get to pause the game for a sec every now and again. Ask me how I know. +3 projectiles. Level 87 too. It's now low level. This ring is necessary. I would say the ring's pretty necessary for bossing. It feels really good in maps still, especially Breach. But it's not as necessary in mapping as it is in bossing. I think in bossing, it improves the potential of the build like several fold. And it's absolutely worth it. But I didn't have this ring until I was finished with my 4th Ascendancy, and I was like actually just literally carrying people through 4th Ascendancy for Exalts without the ring. That's how I made the money to get the ring. So even without the ring, the build's super strong, in my opinion. But once you get it, you really feel the power. Yeah, HP has felt progressively better. The lowest I've ever let my life be is 1900. Being at 2200 has definitely felt a hell of a lot better. I very rarely do die. It happens, but pretty damn rare at this point. And usually it was completely my fault and avoidable. I just do something that I know I shouldn't have done. Roll a direction that was stupid or something. Earlier I died because I stood right on top of a rare that had like bonus chaos damage and he just punched me. Got lucky, got a hit through, and it just one-shot me.
Quick and lethal.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing an update video on the build probably next week is what the timeline's going to look like. I'm trying to just finish all the content in the game before I make one final video on it. I feel like there isn't really much more to talk about until I've done that. Or I want to be absolutely sure that this is the final version. So there's some stuff that I'm doing different compared to the video, but it's mostly the same. This map is bad.
Too weak. Too slow.
Yeah, I mean, it's done. The breach is done. It's like the whole map. Horrible to loot everything without a filter. That sounds painful. My passive dodge rate is 77% whenever I'm fully stacked up. And that does now apply to AoEs because I'm running acrobatics. So
Now
we
that's
only
becoming
actually
handy.
get hit by 23% of attacks that would otherwise hit us. Pretty nice. What makes the map bad? Just narrow corridors. Area, like, you'll get more monsters spawning into your map the larger the surface area that's available for them to spawn in. So whenever you're playing a breach on a map with very narrow corridors, they can't shove all the mobs into the corridor, and they just don't spawn. So you get less density. You get less density, less shit to kill, less loot. Because there's just a bunch of narrow corridors, and that's the whole map. Myers going on my shit list. Where's your loot filter again? It's in the Path of Exile to... Here, hold on. We actually made it, and by we, I mean Loopy made it more strict than it was, and it's much better now. I will put the updated file in there right now. One second. But it's located in... It's located in the Path of Exile library section. The Great PoE library is where it is. Under under Knowledge is Power Exile. It's posted there. Because in the Knowledge is Power Exile part, I talk about the importance of filtering. Okay, I posted the updated filter there that Loopy made. Didn't roll a sign. Did it for Helldivers when I joined a million years ago. Yeah, you gotta click the syringe in my Discord to get the Path of Exile roll.
Thunderous shot.
Game's addictive.
Don't mind if I do.
I got another Delirium boss. Nice. Goodbye, Delirium boss. Yeah, the map's bad, not from a I'm in danger standpoint. The map's bad from a I don't get as much loot version. Kind of wrong, though. Valuation not weird in a better way. So a good way to look at it is whatever your evasion is, whenever it comes to projectiles that have to travel a distance to reach your character, where the enemy's accuracy comes into question, because there's an accuracy penalty the further away you are from something. You're going to have better evasion than what's listed, but whenever it comes to being melee attacked, you're going to have worse evasion than what's listed, typically. Which is why it just gives you the average. It's like Minecraft, yeah. Yeah, I'm at the point where I really don't care to lose chunks of experience. I'm just going to be using omens. I think 96 might be the last level I bother to farm for, though. Or 97. 97 would be a good stopping point. I could get the 4% movement speed for my next 2 levels. I guess you could maybe do something else with it. I don't know. We'll figure it out when I get there.
Storm point.
The thing is, I don't want to keep going higher and higher and higher and making it harder and harder to copy what I'm doing. Level 95 is already a little bit of an ask. I'd say 94 is like the practical stopping point for most folks, like 93, 94. Going above that gets pretty toxic. Requires some dedications for sure. Where are my splinters? How many splinters? I have 285 splinters stacked up in the dump tab again. All right, we got another stone. Tested on the slower breaches with my new setup, and dear lord, this is Biss. I know, right? Like, it's such an obvious difference that, like, anyone that actually tests it and plays it, it's just, like, so clearly better. Because sometimes, and by sometimes I mean almost all of the time, your map just sucks for breach. And that slow siege is just so good. It lasts so long, you can get the whole map. Crazy. I love it. I don't love it as like my first points or anything, but my 8th points, hell yeah. Ooh. Almost got purple balled. I don't think it would have killed me. Would have hurt. I want the ability to remove mechanics from my map so I can stop having strong boxes exist in my gameplay. I'm never gonna do them. It's annoying. If you were wondering why I have so many mirrors, it's because I have the mirrors in my delirium tree. It's what I spent my simulacrum points on. A lot of delirium mirror. Translates to some extra splinters. Better rewards whenever I do actual mirrors. Overall, the mechanic's kind of a wash, though. Not really worth. It actually might... Whenever they nerf Rarity... So for me, it doesn't make any difference because I'm not Rarity pilled. But when they nerf Rarity, there might be a little bit of a better argument for might be a little bit of a better argument for playing delirium, like actually going for mirrors so that you can try to get distilled emotions, like good ones, because those are worth a lot of currency. You get one of those and it's about as good as like 3 or 4 breaches with low rarity, if not more. Make the portal fragments come down to 100 instead of 300 splinters. Maybe make bosses drop act-based splinters for citadels. Portal too. I think the breach splinters are fine. I think the simulacrum splinter should probably be 100. I'm with you on that one. I think the amount of breach splinters it takes is fine. I don't think the amount of simulacrum splinters is okay. Too many. They could buff the amount of splinters too. But I mean, I'm also just playing a delirium map right now, and I have 7 splinters, which is like pretty good. But I'm gonna clear this breach, and I'm gonna have like 40 breach splinters.
Fury!
Probably change sides here. Go north. Look at that. Okay, go back down. Try to finish.
Too slow.
Hi there.
I'm out of mana.
Goodbye. That's it. Pretty good. Show me your lightning arrow. Sure. This is like with everything going, including Rising Tempest. I either get 15 per map, but sometimes if I roll big breaches, I get 50. Portal fragments. What is the fifth socket? Oh, fifth socket's just fork. More AoE clear on the fifth socket. Didn't feel like more damage was necessary. So I just increased the amount of area of effect we get out of it. Feels like the most effective way to get more out of the AoE of the abilities, to just make it so the end result of those 3 arrows that all pierced a target also then fork into 2 more targets. A piece. Pretty nice. Cast on Shock Fifth. My cast on Shock Fifth is Inspiration. So it's the same as my video setup, Ball Lightning, Energy Retention, and then I think I said to socket in Inspiration instead of Retention if you were having mana issues, which you do before you have Thief's Torment. But even with Thief's Torment, I have mana issues now running without Inspiration. So I had to put a 4th socket on because I wasn't willing to take off Deceleration. And I wasn't willing to take off Energy Retention for Inspiration.
Thunderous shot.
That's a shy +9 projectile skill levels. Alright. Yeah, let me know how that goes. I'm interested. I feel like the mana is going to be pretty rough.
Now this will come in handy.
I'm mostly just curious on just like bosses, like Pinnacle fights, what the mana is going to feel like. Because the issue I was running into is on Pinnacles. I would drop the 0 mana and I would stutter being able to reapply lightning rods because my mana wasn't coming back in large enough chunks to keep up with the rate I was expending it. And it basically went back to feeling the same as before I had the Thief's Torment, which was like really, really bad. And yeah. Do you have the gloves and ring? I do have the gloves and ring, yeah. I mean, I got 8 splinters. It's not bad. Oh, you're talking to them, probably. Not bad. That makes sense. What do I want to do with these? Yeah, I'll have an updated build setup. It's just gonna be a little while. I want it to be the final version. Although, I am being asked about it pretty frequently, so I might just actually make an update. I might actually make an update pretty soon. Like next, I want it to be my next PoE video after the one that I've currently got on my desk. I'm making a guide to breaches, and then I want to do an update for this build. But the thing is, I'm pretty far away from where I want to be before I do that. Which is to say, I want to have this done. Except for this. I couldn't give a fuck less about Expedition. I'm not playing Expedition. Shit's boring. But I want to max that. I want to max Delirium. I want to max Ritual. And I want to max Arbiter. And then after I've done that, then I will say my final piece on this build. That's what I want to do.
Speak.
But it takes a lot of currency to do all those bosses. That's like the big barrier to entry right now for me. Pretty much nothing else at this point. Okay, these went up a little bit. 73, cool.
Hello.
Love that. Put 6 of your friends on my build? 6 of them? Damn. How do they like it? What's the consensus? That's quite the sample size. Builds like wait. Crypt. Ooh, I want this one. We're doing this one. Look at this one. This is beautiful. You love to see this. I need to do a non-delirium map though. We need a big map. Damn, it has monster. Oh, wait. There's some bricks for me. I forgot there's some bricks. Oh, you cleaned this place up. Monster pack. Oh, hell yeah. That's the kind of brick we like to see. I love how it can kill all the bosses for them. Alright, this is a juicer map. Big map. Big mirror. Here it comes.
Charged arrow.
That actually was a lot of mirrors. Holy shit. The mirrors. The mirrors. Alright, well, I made it up to reward tier 5. Wait, we're still going? We're still gaming? Where are my mirrors? No, I'm done. I get 5 iron and 5 splinters. This mechanic fucking sucks. I did see the stream where Belton crafted that quiver. Yeah, that was hype. Oh boy, okay.
Storm point.
Appreciate that, Real O'Neill. Oh yeah, I'm kind of excited for the ritual arc because this is such a comfy ritual build. Like you just set it up and you're just kind of chilling. You know, they just get spawn killed.
Barely broke a sweat. Take this.
This is a juicer map. Lot of fun. Big happy chemicals being generated by this map right now. There would be a shame if I just dropped dead all of a sudden. The lightning effects are so dope. That's nutty. What's up, K-Hop? How you doing, man? Yeah, we got a lot of lightning. We are lightning and lightning accessories. Got a motherfucking thunder up in here. I think that's it. Yes, that is the whole map cleared, so can't really want more than that. Getting like full maps out of my breach. A16 brick maps.
Now this will come in handy. That would only slow me down.
Oh yeah, Loopy. Remove this thing from the filter. Pathfinder coat. Just kill it. No one wears that. No one wants that.
Yes.
Just a heads up. Screw that coat. Can safely kill that one. Good the way. Thanks for asking. How you doing? I am vibing. I'm having a great time doing some Path of the Exile. Getting ready for
Charged arrow.
New video release tomorrow. Gonna be working on that the rest of tonight and probably until tomorrow morning. It's gonna be fun.
I need more mana.
And then probably finalize the Helldivers video that's also being made. Got a lot going on. Having a good time doing it though. I need the other 3 ritual sites. Where are they gonna be at? I passed one. First stream of the year? I think it is, yeah. I think it is. I didn't really think about it, but yeah, I guess it is.
Rather not break my back.
Alright, this is getting out of hand. Has a wolf on the shoulder. It is my favorite looking chess piece, but yeah, that thing sucks. Uh-oh. The dump tab is full. That's not supposed to happen. The stream's supposed to be over when that happens. It's all these stupid ass hammers. They take up so much room. 50% fire is a big problem. You want to get it up to 75. It's definitely an issue. I would try to get 75 on all elemental res for sure. That's like one of the biggest priorities with any character is max elemental res. Ouch. Something hit me in there. Didn't feel good. Alright, I think it's over. Hover over your bow? Sure. I can hover over my bow. This is my bow. It's pretty alright.
About a 410 DPS bow. Not too bad. Not the best.
I think I paid 7 divs for this one.
6 divs.
Something like that.
Speed.
All right. That is an issue. The dump tab is full. You hate to see it. That was a pretty juicer brick, though. Hey there, CJM. What's up? Anything good in there? I'm gonna find out later, but that's not a issue for stream. That's an issue for future me. I just saw a couple different. This might actually have rolled extra breaches. I think I saw another breach. Heather. Get life res and spirit and evasion without an updated build. So hard to get life res and spirit and evasion. Oh, there we go. Piece of candy. Bit of streamer luck right there. Finally. I was wondering where my streamer luck was at. First div of the night. Took like 4 hours. Uh-oh, no! Oh, no! Oh my god, it's so sad! Oh, the shrine froze me. Alright, instead of +1 div, I'm now negative 60x. Oh my god! I did not pick it up. I did not pick it up. Oh, it's so fucking tragic. This stupid ass shrine froze me.
Hello.
Oh god. That was so disappointing. Negative 72x instead of +1 div. All right, I'm very close to throwing the gold charm out. I kind of want to just go with the freezing charm. I've died twice to freeze in recent memory, and both times it 100% wouldn't have happened if I just had freeze charm. And it's like, how valuable is gold charm really compared to saving your life twice? Especially under that circumstance, like that. Yeah, I think gold charm's great. Oh, that was so bad. So bad. It's increased, right? Increased rarity of items. Yeah, fuck this thing. This thing's dead to me. It's this thing's fault, not my fault, chat. We blame this thing. And we run freeze charm from now on. It's 20% increased rarity. It's not even like more rarity.
Storming arrow.
Yeah, and it only works for like 2 rares. I'd rather just not die from freeze. Dying is cringe, you're right. Dying is cringe. Dying is giga cringe. What I say in that video, I said freezing charm, stun charm, the only charms that exist in the game, unless you're rarity pilled. In which case, rarity pilled people will tell you use rarity. And you know what? I hadn't died from stun or freeze in a while. I was feeling pretty good. That broke me. That div that I just lost is probably more valuable than anything that will drop because of the gold charm for the rest of my life. At least we only lost like 2% XP, 2.5% XP instead of 10% XP. The fact that I can afford to do that is huge. We would like never hit 96 without that, it feels like. 20% on quality for lightning arrow needed. It's good. Like, it's nice to have. You'll hit an extra target for lightning arrow. Pretty good. It's low on my priority list, though. There's like 3 or 4 other things that are higher priority to quality than lightning arrow, in my opinion.
Now this will come in handy.
Yeah, I mean, my gold charm filled pretty quick, but it's just like, it's not worth it. It just isn't worth it. Kind of funny spawn killing breaches.
I
think it's over. Just wasn't really any surface area to work with because it spawned in the corner. Yep. Yeah, that was not at all a very rewarding map, was it? Pretty much got nothing out of that. My lack of rarity, apparently. Where am I sticking things as an... Yeah, right here. We'll just dump all of that right there. That's fine. Deal with that in a minute. All right.
That's a full stream, I would say. Probably my most depressing death that I've had. I should have picked up the divine. Oh well. It's just a div. It's just almost 2 divs. Basically. I'm gonna sort through all of the garbage we looted. I mean, if you remember 4 hours ago, this box was completely empty. And the filter's pretty strict, so this is all items that can potentially roll max tier rolls. So we'll have to see how... We'll have to see what the total profit from tonight is. I'm hoping a good bit is still just hidden away inside this box of garbage.
But otherwise, I think I probably lost. No, I mean, I gained some currency overall. I've got 190x that wasn't here before. Where can I find the build? I have the build on my YouTube channel in my Path of Exile folder. That's a good place to find it. And then from the build guide
All
on...
Super Earth citizens are equal, but now you are super equal!
Yo, got a gun. Thank you for the prime. Appreciate it. And the follow. Yeah, so... You can find the build guide on my YouTube channel. I can go find it for you real quick. There it is. And then in there is also a link to the... Rather just look at the text guide version. Watching you just realized you were also on here. Yeah, I'm on both. I like the simulcast. I got my start just like streaming Variety on Twitch for 1.5 years before I started to hop off with like Helldivers, and now I'm playing PoE, but I've always streamed to Twitch, so I try to keep up on both platforms. All right, that is gonna be it for me. I'm gonna spend the rest of the night making a breach guide video that'll release tomorrow and sorting out this box. Then after that, I'm probably gonna try to push off stream to finish my Atlas. I want to at least kill Arbiter and max this out. I want to get all 8 Arbiter points. I feel like that's a good benchmark for the performance of a build, is what your tier 4 Arbiter kills look like. Got Breach maxed out already. I'm gonna try to max Delirium, but we'll see how it goes. Delirium is spooky. Playing Simulacrums did not feel safe.
with how claustrophobic it is. I don't know if I'll do Delirium. I know I'm not gonna do Expedition. Expedition's cringe. I don't like playing Expedition. It's boring. This is boring. This is weird content. This isn't for me. And then I'll probably do my audiences with the king, do ritual, do a bit of ritual, see how I feel about it, and then I'll make the final build guide. That's pretty much the plan. Otherwise, I'll be live again on day is today? Wednesday? Wednesday or Friday? What's today? Someone tell me. I forget. Wednesday or Friday? Okay, it's Friday. Next stream will be on Monday then. So yeah, I got plenty of time. Cool. I'll get it up over the weekend then. Breach guide will be over the weekend, and we'll see if I have the full build guide by Monday. And then also for the Helldivers enjoyers, there's going to be a new Helldivers video over the weekend as well. So watch out for that. So Helldivers video, Path of Exile, Breach video, Path of Exile, final build guide. Probably Monday, realistically, Monday, Sunday. I don't know. It depends. Depends how much currency I make and how fast I blitz through the bosses, right? And then we'll see. And then I gotta do a lot of number crunching. I don't know. All right. Have a good night, guys. I'm out of here.